Let's be honest. Right now, someone watching this video has 3 tabs open. This one, Instagram, and their ex's profile. Don't worry, I'm not judging, I'm just calling you out. Welcome to the digital age, where moving on means checking if they've moved on first. Today, we're diving deep into one of the internet's most universal guilty pleasures: stalking your ex on social media. And before you say, "I would never," statistics say you're lying. Studies show that nearly 90% of people who've gone through a breakup admit to monitoring their ex's social media. So if you're doing it, congratulations, you're spectacularly normal. Also, maybe slightly unhinged, but mostly normal. Here's the thing. Your brain after a breakup is basically a confused detective who refuses to close the case. Psychologists call this surveillance behavior, but let's call it what it really is: self-inflicted emotional espionage. When you're in a relationship, your brain gets addicted to a person. Literally. Every interaction releases dopamine, oxytocin, and all those feel-good chemicals that make you think checking your phone 47 times an hour is reasonable behavior. When the relationship ends, your brain doesn't just turn off that reward system. It's like unplugging from the matrix. Your neural pathways are still looking for that hit. So what does your desperate brain do? It seeks out the next best thing: information. Any crumb of data about your ex feels like a mini dose of that connection you're missing. It's not love. It's your brain trying to get its fix through screenshots and story views. Psychologists have identified several core motivations behind this behavior, and, spoiler alert, none of them are because I'm totally over them and just casually curious. First, there's something called uncertainty intolerance. Humans hate not knowing things. We'd rather have bad news than no news. This is why you'll scroll through your ex's vacation photos with their new partner at 2 a.m., feeling like someone's stomping on your heart, but you keep scrolling. Your brain thinks having information, even painful information, is better than living in the unknown. Then there's the comparison trap. You're not just checking what they're doing. You're checking if they're doing better without you. Are they happier? Do they look better? Have they started CrossFit and found inner peace while you've been eating cereal for dinner 3 nights in a row? Social media turns post-breakup recovery into a competitive sport nobody signed up for. There's also what researchers call relational maintenance. Part of you is still monitoring the situation in case there's a chance to reconnect. You're basically keeping tabs on whether the door is still open, even though, deep down, you know you should be building new doors entirely. Here's where it gets really interesting. Stalking your ex's social media gives you an illusion of control. You can't control the breakup. You can't control their feelings. But you can control when and how you consume information about their life. It feels proactive. It feels like you're doing something. But plot twist, you're not in control at all. You're letting an algorithm and their curated highlight reel dictate your emotional state. You're essentially giving your ex's Instagram the power to ruin your Tuesday. Social media makes this worse because it removes the natural barriers that used to help people move on. In the pre-internet era, if you wanted to know what your ex was doing, you'd have to ask mutual friends or, God forbid, accidentally run into them at the grocery store. Now, 3 clicks and you know they're at brunch with someone new. Thanks, technology. So how do you stop? Well, the most effective method is the digital equivalent of going cold turkey. Unfollow, mute, or block. I know, it feels extreme. It feels like admitting defeat. But here's a reframe. It's not giving up, it's choosing yourself. Your brain needs time to rewire those neural pathways without constant reminders of what you've lost. Every time you check their profile, you're essentially ripping open a healing wound. Unfollowing isn't weakness, It's basic psychological hygiene. And if you can't bring yourself to unfollow, set boundaries. Limit yourself to checking once a week instead of once an hour. Use apps that block certain websites during specific times. Treat your social media use like the addictive behavior it actually is. Remember, their social media isn't reality. It's a highlight reel, a performance, a carefully edited version of life. You're comparing your behind the scenes to their movie trailer, and that's not a fair fight. Stalking your ex on social media is human. It's understandable. It's also keeping you stuck. The more you look backward, the longer it takes to move forward. At some point, you have to decide whether you want closure or whether you want to keep reopening the door to pain. Your ex's life is no longer your business, and that's actually liberating once you accept it. What is your business? Building a life so fulfilling that you forget to check their profile in the first place. If this video called you out in the best way possible, smash that like button. You know, as therapy. And subscribe for more videos that gently roast your behavior while helping you understand why you do the things you do. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go unfollow some people, for research purposes. Obviously.